All right. So, Ms. Fike, this is real simple. There's an order that says you're to both use the family wizard. That's not a suggestion. It's not aspirational. It's a court order.
Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have two clips for you today. The first one is a father's motion for contempt at the Cowlitz County Superior Court. I don't know why mothers can be so crappy, but they can. And the second video I have is a sentencing of a serial thief, another crappy mother. She's being sentenced by Judge Stephanie Boyd at the 187th District Court in Texas.
All right. Mr. Sorensen, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
And I see a Tiffany Fike. Is that formerly Tiffany Hall?
Yeah, it's Tiffany Fike.
Okay. And you can hear me as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Pardon me. I forgot to mute my phone when I came in. Okay. All right, Mr. Sorensen, this is on your motion. Anything you wish to say? I've read what you submitted.
Yeah, Tiffany violated the order signed by Honorable Commissioner Baldwin at our most recent hearing. Commissioner ordered both Tiffany and me to use our family wizard as a means of communication from now on. After court, she ordered both of us to contact our family wizard and pay our portion of the order. I complied immediately. Tiffany did not comply with the order and later refused. This is Tiffany's third contempt since July. She continues to disregard the court orders. As you can see in her most recent declaration, she blatantly disregards the orders of the court, criticizes and devalues Commissioner Baldwin's qualifications and judgment, complains about her present guardian ad litem, Twyla Corey, tells the court exactly what she will and won't abide by. So you can imagine how she addresses me behind closed doors, which is why the need for the third-party communication outlet is vital in making Christopher the priority for the few years we have left. We are all doing our best for Christopher, our current GAL, Twyla, the judges and commissioners who have assisted us in the case. We are all working diligently to comply with the court orders to ensure fairness and do what is best for Christopher. I am doing everything in my power and have complied with every order placed and corralled in every way possible. Does not make sense for this case when only one parent is actively working to make Christopher a priority. Tiffany seems to be escalating and creating a worst possible scenarios to impact her son. I just request that the courts help me cement a preventative measure and continuing contempt.
Ms. Fike, is there anything you wish to say?
Yes. My son is my first priority. My first contempt, my son refused to go to his father's. I tried to get court right away. Of course, court dates are always 2 to 3 weeks out. I was held in contempt because my son refused to go to his father's. He was ordered to go. He ran away from his father's house. So we did more paperwork, went back to court. I was held in contempt because, again, they were thinking I was withholding my son when he's the one refusing and ran away from his father's. This last contempt or court date, she asked my opinion on the My Family Wizard app. I declined it. I said, there's no need for an app when we've text messaged this. My son's almost 15. We've been using our phone communication for almost 15 years, and it's never been a problem until he addressed it last court date that it is a problem, and it's not. And I can't afford to pay the guardian ad litem, and they already know that. And I can't pay to download an app on my phone that does something that I already pay for. So I don't feel like I should be held in contempt because for not downloading an app because we communicate just fine during text messages.
Well, from looking at the text messages, it's pretty clear that's not the case.
I don't understand that.
The text messages look pretty, they escalate quickly and a lot of people get obnoxious, don't you think?
I believe that's what I put in my declaration, that he was the combative one, and I try to communicate, and he's always rude to me.
Okay, anything else you want to tell me?
No, I think that's it.
All right, Mr. Sorensen, anything you want to respond to?
As far as the payment, it's $99 for a year subscription to the app.
All right, so Ms. Fike, this is real simple. There's an order that says you're to both use the family wizard. That's not a suggestion. It's not aspirational. It's a court order. And you have to follow it or you're going to be in contempt. That means when you're in contempt, you either pay money or you do jail time or there's some other sanction. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to get that Our Family Wizard and you're going to get it immediately. I'm going to continue this matter for 1 week. Next Thursday, that'll be the 28th at 9 o'clock. If you've got the Family Wizard, we'll talk about what kind of fine, if any, is going to be imposed because of your failure to get it so far. If you don't have it, the options are a lot more serious. Is there any part of that you don't understand?
No.
That will be all.
Thank you.
Court is calling 2023 CR 5382B, State of Texas versus Elsa Morales. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Glenn Payne for defense.
And are you Miss Morales?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea on August 14th. You entered a plea of guilty, applied for deferred adjudication. The state is asking that your punishment be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. They're remaining silent on your recommendations and they're taking certain cases into consideration. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Your Honor, there actually wasn't a PSI created in this court. You asked to reset. We asked for the PSI to get the letter, then you just wanted to see the criminal history.
Yes. So is there criminal history available for the court? Okay. All right, the court has reviewed the criminal history. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
Judge, no witnesses. Like I said, we just had one support letter on behalf of Ms. Morales. It's her daughter, stating how she helped, that Ms. Morales helps take care of children, and she was working as a home health care, also supplied money for the family. We're going to ask that the court grant her probation in this case, and let her continue support of her family.
All right, Ms. Morales, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Elsa Mireles.
All right, why are you stealing?
That was a bad choice. I wasn't thinking.
Why are you involving a child in theft? Because it says that this was the MO, go to the store, put things in a cart, and then have a child push the cart outside. So you're basically unwittingly making a child a criminal. Why are you doing that? I mean, your attorney was not there, so he can't answer this question. You did it. You took a child in Target, or as we say, Target. You took a child there, loaded things in a basket, and for that child to know to just push that cart towards all points of sale tells me that somebody told that child, this is what's going to go down. We're going to go in, we're going to put items in this cart, and you just keep pushing it. So why?
I have no words for that.
Yes. And how old was the child that you all involved in your criminal activity who now thinks it's okay to engage in criminal activity?
5 years old.
All right. So you took a 5-year-old. And what day of the week was this? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what day?
I'm not sure.
All right. Was it a school day?
No, I'm not too sure.
All right, so you take this 5-year-old, walk me through it. So the 5-year-old is pushing the cart out, and obviously police are called, right?
Right.
And did they speak to the 5-year-old? What is the 5-year-old thinking? Do you know? I know somebody will probably object to speculation, but I just want to know, what was the 5-year-old doing when police are there? I'm assuming you all were placed in handcuffs.
I was already in the car. It was with his mother.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it was you and his mother who was stealing. Is that what you're saying?
We were already out and the mom told him to leave it there and he did it.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Somebody else helped the little boy push it out.
All right, so someone helped the little boy push the cart out. after you all were committing a theft from Target? And what items were you all taking?
It was stuff for the kids.
No. Don't put this on the children. What items were you taking?
Toys.
And what else?
It was clothing.
So you're teaching children that in order to get things, they should steal. That's what you're teaching. And you left out to the tune of $553.69. So how full was the cart that you were taking out?
It was full.
All right. And then now I've received this letter where you took a child to help you steal, and somebody is saying that you're taking care of children and you're a home health care provider. I don't allow people in this courtroom who are on probation to be home health care providers. And who are you providing health to? Is this a relative?
No.
Right. So I don't know how you're able to take care of children and be a home health care provider.
Those are my kids that I take care of.
Mhm. I don't think you're a good candidate for probation because it appears that your background is littered with theft cases and you're here on a theft enhanced. And how old are you?
43.
I mean, you're old enough to know better. It's not like you're 20 or you're 19 and you have peer pressure. So again, tell me, why are you stealing? It says here that you have a job, that you can pay for things. I don't
I
understand
didn't have
the
a job
stealing.
at that time, Your Honor, but that doesn't excuse for it.
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't have a job at that time, but that doesn't excuse. For it.
And it certainly doesn't excuse involving a 5-year-old in your criminal activity. So again, why should I give you probation? The state is silent. Why should I give you probation?
Because I gotta take care of my kids. There's no fathers involved for my children.
Well, when you were using the 5-year-old to steal items, were you thinking about, who's going to take care of my children if I am at the Bexar County Jail? Were you thinking about that?
No, Your Honor.
And if something would have ended up happening, sometimes when people go to places and they steal, sometimes people end up getting shot. If that 5-year-old would have been shot, you know what would have ended up happening? You would have been on somebody's news, boo-hooing and crying about how it's unfair that your child was shot. So what am I supposed to do about this? You won't stop stealing.
I will, Your Honor.
No, did you say that to the last judge, that you were going to stop stealing? How many times in your lifetime on this planet, as a 41-year-old, have you had criminal cases for stealing? Now, mind you, name them all because I've read the report.
Like, I believe 5 cases.
And you have not learned anything from that. What you've learned, obviously, is to continue to steal and start this idea where you take a child in with you, you put items in a cart and you just have them pushing it out. In my mind, I can imagine this 5-year-old, because when you see children pushing carts, they're not even old enough to stand and look over the cart. They're just struggling, barely pushing it. And I'm always thinking to myself, why doesn't a parent help that child push their cart?
Your Honor, we told him to leave it there and he continued pushing it out. That's when the other 2 people helped him.
Oh, so now you're saying
Yeah, that's what we did.
you did not include him in your criminal enterprise.
We told him to leave it there and the other 2 people, random people, helped him.
Oh, so this is not a theft case. You were not intending to have him steal. Is that what you're telling the court?
That's what happened.
No. Are you telling the court that this was not a criminal enterprise, that you or somebody loaded a cart at Target with items, the 5-year-old was pushing it, and you're continuing putting items in a cart totaling over $500. And then as he's pushing the cart past points of sale, you're telling him, oh, just leave that there. Maybe you're telling him, we don't have money for that. We just loaded up the cart for some unknown reason and we have no money for that. Is that what you're telling the court? If not, let me know. I mean, I wasn't there, state wasn't there, your counsel wasn't there. I'm just trying to figure out if that's what you're telling me. If that's not what you're telling me, say, Judge, no, that's not what I'm telling you. I'm not going to take that as a sign of disrespect, okay? So are you telling the court that you all loaded up a cart of items at Target? The 5-year-old is pushing the cart and you're telling the 5-year-old, leave the cart there. We don't have any money for these items. And your intent was just to walk out. Is that what you're telling the court?
To walk out without the stuff, like to leave the stuff there.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Judge, with this testimony elicited from my client at this time, I think we need to ask the court to withdraw her plea.
All right, that'll be denied. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration GJ 812055, JN number 2127782. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. Do not steal. Do not take what does not belong to you, and do not involve children in your enterprise.
Well, what do you guys think? Who thinks the first mother is actually going to get my family wizard? There's a reason why she doesn't want it. She doesn't want it because she doesn't want the judge to read the really mean, nasty things she writes to the father. That's the entire reason why she does not want to get that. But, I mean, the father can hand the texts over to the judge, which he did, and the judge was able to read. So he saw through her BS. And the second clip, you know, I think that woman was really, really banking on the fact that she thought she was going to go home. She was going to get probation and probation only. And that's not what she got. And maybe if she didn't involve children in her thievery, maybe she would have gotten probation. But once you add kids in, that changes everything. Yeah, that's a really, I just hate women like that. I think that's a really, really crappy mother. And even though that wasn't, I guess, her child that was actually pushing the cart, she was part of it. So I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.